Have you ever thought about how the things that you buy impact the things that you do on an everyday basis? Because that's actually extremely important, and that's what we're going to cover today. So, what we buy and the things that we have around us really strongly influence the actions that we take on a day to day basis. Because what you're surrounded with and what's right in front of you are the things that are what you're going to be doing. So let's take a step back here. Now imagine you just bought a new TV, right? What are you going to want to do? You're going to want to watch it. You're going to want to watch it. You want to get a new couch. Maybe you're going to get a new video game system so you can watch all your stuff in fucking 8K, whatever the hell, right? Maybe you're going to get a new Netflix subscription. You see how all of these things can snowball based off of one decision that you made? So that's why it's so important to make sure that when you're buying things, you're really thinking it through, not just from a monetary perspective, but also from the way that it's actually going to impact you further along down the line. And this is something that's called a second order consequence, second, third, whatever. And that means that when you buy the TV, the first thing is you're going to have the money come out of your account. You're going to have a TV. You're going to put it on your TV stand. You're going to put it on the wall, whatever you're going to do. But there are things that come after that. There are actions that you're going to take because you have a new TV. There are actions you're going to take because you maybe feel bad that you just bought this TV and you feel obligated to use it, right? Now, I'm sure this has happened to you. You've bought something, maybe you don't even like it, but for some reason, you just feel like, hey, I have to get my money's worth out of this thing, right? You can't sell a TV back. You're gonna lose all your money. They go down in value really fast. Now, we can use this to our advantage as well, because you can also buy good things. You can buy things that make you want to do better habits, right? And there's some gray area in between here, but let's talk about the good habits for a second. Say you buy a new pair of running shoes, right? It's going to make running more fun. It's going to make you want to do it. Because like what we were just talking about, you bought the TV, you want to use it, you want to feel like you got your money's worth. You buy a new pair of running shoes, right? It's going to make you want to go out and walk, make you want to go out and run, exercise. It's going to instill in your memory, in your mind, it's going to instill in your mind the identity of someone who is athletic. And so it's going to really have this compounding effect where you are just, you buy the thing, right? And it eventually leads to doing all of these other related activities. And so this is something that can be really powerful if you guys sit down and you really think about it, you plan out what you're doing, and you just, make sure you give it the right amount of attention that it deserves. Now, there's some other things as well that you can buy, and it really depends on the stage that you're at in your life and what you're doing, because there's things like, I have a mountain bike, for instance, right? And mountain biking is fun, and I like riding it. It's good exercise, it's enjoyable, it's kind of dangerous, but it's still fun. There's some places I can go to locally, but the problem is, this is something that I don't think a lot of people really think about until, it's too late, I guess. That's a little too dramatic, but a mountain bike. If any of you guys know anything about bikes, I'm sure there's a few things that come to mind. Pop tires, busted chains. But when you have a mountain bike, they're even more complicated than a regular bike you might have ridden around when you were a kid. Now they've got these advanced braking systems, these fucking crazy ass chain shifters and stuff like that. The thing's always braking, and it's a huge pain in the ass. So while it's fun to go out and ride, and you get good exercise, the amount of work that you have to do to learn about it, right? You might want to learn about how to ride better. You might want to learn about how to, be more efficient while you're riding, so you can get, further along, or you can go downhill faster, whatever you might want to be doing. You might want to learn about how to pick the right types of tires. There's all this fucking bullshit that you end up having go through your mind when you're, even with a good thing, like you think biking is a good thing, right? And if you're really into it, then that's fine. Like, you can be into that if you have enough free time. But that's the crazy thing when it comes to like hobbies and stuff that you might think are actually good for you. They're really, in my opinion, depending on the stage you're at in your life, like if you're really trying to grow, if you're really trying to get into a career, if you're really trying to get into a business or study for school, taking the time out to fix your bike and to learn about bikes and all this crazy shit about, how they work and how to fix the front forks and how to fix the shifter and all this fucking thing doesn't work anymore. It, in my opinion, it takes a lot of the fun out of it. Like, I just want to hop on and go. But then the damn tires are popped and the thing's wobbling around. It's very, very annoying. So, that's something I think is a really big consideration. And actually, I'll talk about this for a sec here too. Something that I think is really interesting is the idea of a car. Now, in America, I live in America here, New Jersey, very, very car-centric areas. And I'm almost tempted to get rid of my car. I'm not going to, but because like I have a good car, it's cheap. If you guys get like a nice used Japanese car, 4 cylinders, simple, basic construction, not that bad. Still a big distraction. I just had to wash some shit. It's just annoying. I don't even want to do that. But most cars, the amount of effort you have to go through to do oil changes, to clean the damn thing, to get the spark plugs fixed, to fix the brakes, all this shit, dude, it's like absolutely insane. When you start thinking about it, when you start adding all this stuff up, the insurance payments you have to go through. If you get into an accident with somebody, forget about it. They're going to fuck your insurance up. You're going to have to go to do police reports and stuff. It's absolute nightmare. So if you are in a position where you don't need a car, I would just Uber. Because like honestly, the only reason I don't do this is because like I run a business and we work like half a mile away, and we get all these crazy ass packages and shit, and like I have to go back and forth a lot, so it's kind of annoying. Like it would be kind of annoying having like Uber with like giant packages in the car. But if I was like a normal person, I would literally get my groceries delivered to my house. I would have like all my shit delivered to me. I don't know. You could live somewhere that's close to a bunch of stuff. Like these are things you got to think about, because like you might think having a car is cool because you can like drive around and it's like, wow, this is so fun, right? To be honest, there's a lot of shit that comes with it that you don't think about. And I know this doesn't really have to do with like second order consequences necessarily. It sort of does, but yeah, honestly, it's just like the fact of like the distraction of it, learning about it. When I was younger, I spent years like fixing my car. I mean, knowing how to fix your car is a good thing and all, but like I'd be just doing stupid shit on the damn thing. I'd be like changing the rims and like fixing the mufflers and stuff. The amount of time that I wasted. Now it's good skills, to be honest with you, because unless you're making like 100K per year, it's almost like you can't even justify paying a mechanic to fix your car. They charge so much money for something that you can do in like an hour. They'll charge you like $1,000 for it, and it's like until you're making $1,000 an hour, like you basically can't afford to pay a mechanic, unless like you literally have absolutely no clue or no physical ability to fix your own car. So now I want to go back to the idea of the running shoes that we were talking about earlier, and how when you bought them, it made you want to run more. It made you want to engage in more physical activity. It instilled in you the fact that your identity was someone who was athletic, someone who works out. Now, these are all really good things, but you can actually use this to your advantage. Now, say I had something that I wanted to do, right? Maybe I wanted to pick up the habit of running and I had a pair of running shoes, but they were like kind of shitty and they weren't really that great. So, what you can do actually is you can use buying things as a way to enhance the habits that you have or the habits that you're trying to grow. So if you're trying to be someone who runs, what you can do is you can actually get a pair of running shoes as a reward for doing it for a month. Or if you're trying to be someone who exercises more, what you can do, you can actually buy weights. If you want to work out at home, I like to work out at home just because it's so much easier in my opinion. Although going to the gym is pretty nice, but it's just like driving there and driving back. It's just like, honestly a huge waste of time. So yeah, like I could do push-ups and I could do some other basic, dips with with a chair or something awful. And then hey, I do that for a month or so, and it's like, I get a reward, which is something that's actually gonna continue to help me get to that reward even faster, or to get to that habit. So when I buy weights, if I buy a bench, a pull-up bar, right? That's actually going to make me want to do it even more because I have the proper equipment, I have the proper like area to do it. You could even set up a room, like if you have a spare area where you could have a setup where it's like, this is my area where I do this stuff. That's going to make it even better, even more enticing. So it's really interesting how you can, stack all these things together, use buying things as an incentive, but also you can use buying things as a way to help make it even easier for you because it makes it more enjoyable, and it also makes you kind of feel guilty because you're like, damn, I have this thing, I gotta use it.